come over. Then we celebrate. And then we can have the celebration there. It's fantastic, beautiful. Okay? Very romantic. Very romantic. And I'm the one take video and photographer. Okay? Tomorrow is our boot camp. Okay? We're going to have 5,000 of people. 5 days. So who didn't take part this August 1st? Who didn't take part? Raise your hand. Who already, enrolled? Raise your hand. But many of them being raised, I don't know what happened. Okay. Lorenzo is the one founded the rap band. Why? Because the time he himself is rap band. Very young, still a student. Rap band being retired at 20. Forever become full-time traveler. Understand? You like it?
Yes.
Good. And then tonight, he's going to present to us 100% US style. Okay? Have you ever seen US presentation before?
No.
Never. Okay? We have to fly all the way to Dallas, Texas to listen to them. And tonight you are so lucky, we fly him here. No, we fly him. Who can fly him here? And we are so lucky. Give yourself a round of applause. Tonight we have a lot of VIP here. Okay? So you get hold of all the VIP. Okay? And then we have this young gentleman. You know Kaulo, many of them know Kaulo, but you do know Kaulo Hansen son. Okay? Still available. Okay? And without further delay, you okay already? I would like to invite our one and only Lorenzo!
What's going on? You guys excited?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, I am from Colorado. I think it's like 4 or 5 in the morning right now back at home. So we're powering through. How many of you are from Malaysia? How many of you guys are from here? All right. Where is anybody from not here? Yeah, I know you guys are. Where are you guys all from?
Cyprus.
Ah, well, that's a long ways away. Did anybody come further than Cyprus?
New Zealand. Hong Kong.
Ah, yeah, that's a long way. There you go. There, right on. Well, cool. Well, welcome to the party. Yeah, but like you said, my name is Lorenzo. I'm really excited to be here. This is my first time to Asia, and I've been excited for the last couple of months to come out and hang out with everybody and hang out with all of the awesome leadership. How many of you guys are seeing this thing for the first time, or you've seen it before?
First time by you.
How many of you have seen it before? Still like the same 8 people? All right. That's all good. So, yeah, so I saw this thing about 7 years ago. I was 19. I was in my freshman year going to college. I'm from Colorado out in the United States. And I had never seen anything like this before, never done anything like it before. I just grew up, played sports, and went to school. And so I was starting out my freshman year of college, and my best friend, he had actually just signed up with this whole thing a couple of weeks earlier, and so he was pretty excited about it. He was blowing up my phone to come check out one of his cool travel meetings, and like a good best friend, I blew him off for about 3 weeks, and I didn't want to have anything to do with it. And then he finally just drove up an hour one day, and just showed up at my doorstep and kind of force-fed it to me and made me watch it. And after I saw it, I got pretty excited about it. But is there anybody in here that's going to college right now, or that's in school? Nobody? Awesome. All right, like 4 or 5 of you, sweet. And so that's where I was at, and I don't know how it is out here, but back at home, You know, all my buddies that were going to school, you know, they were getting their degrees, they were getting out, but a lot of them couldn't find a job, and they were just in a lot of debt. Does any of that happen out here at all? A little bit here and there. So yeah, so a bunch of my friends couldn't find jobs and couldn't, you know, they were just in a lot of debt and just weren't excited about life. And then I looked at my parents and a lot of their friends, and most of them, you know, they had good jobs, but they still were stressed out, overworked, underpaid, and still didn't have enough time and money to do the things that they wanted to do. So I wouldn't say I was looking for anything else, but I was definitely open for something better to come my way. And so when my buddy showed me this, I got really fired up about it. It's just a chance to do something a little bit different and get me on a different course, if you will. So I've been in this thing for about 7 years now. This will actually be my 66th trip in the last 7 years. So my life has changed, yeah. My life's changed pretty dramatically, to say the least, and the business, I'll get into that here in a little bit for those of you that are seeing it for the first time, but what I want to play for you guys real quick is really just to give you an idea of what the product is. And so there's basically two pieces of this whole thing. There's a travel side to it, and then there's a business side to it. And so I'm going to play you guys a video because the hardest part about in my opinion, the hardest part about what we do is trying to explain to somebody the fun side of what we do, because you just have to experience it. You have to have gone on a trip. How many of you have been on a dream trip so far? All right. Yeah, so there are lots of fun. Like there's a vacation and then there's a dream trip, and it's on a completely different level, but it's so hard to explain. And so this video does a really great job of communicating just the fun side of what we do. So this is about 10 or 11 minutes long. It's a pretty short video, but this will catch you up to speed on that. And then I'm going to come back up and show you guys exactly how we make money doing this thing, and I think you guys are going to be pretty fired up about it. So if you want to cue this up, we can play this, and then we'll get it rocking.
Hi, thanks for taking the time to watch this quick video. In the next few minutes, I'm going to share with you an entire world of travel that you probably never knew existed, and introduce you to what we call the Great Experiences Company. Now you're probably wondering about that blue "You Should Be Here" sign. Maybe your friend sent you a picture of themselves with that sign, or perhaps you've seen that sign on the internet where it's going viral. People are posting pictures of themselves with that sign all over Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and it's been at famous landmarks, major sporting events, skydiving, scuba diving, to virtually every corner of the planet. So what's the deal with that sign? What's behind it? Well, back in 2005, two friends were asking themselves, what keeps people from experiencing more in life? What keeps people from checking off all their bucket list items and creating more great memories? What it came down to was money and know-how. See, if we could afford to create the experiences of our dreams, and if we knew how to do it, we would. What these friends did was design the coolest travel club in the world. A travel club that makes it possible for anyone on any budget to experience more. The travel club is called Dream Trips, and those are Dream Trips members you see posting pictures of themselves with that little blue sign. What we do is create unique, couldn't-build-it-yourself holiday experiences of all sizes, ranging from private romantic getaways to total resort takeovers at ridiculous prices. We work with top resorts, cruise lines, theme parks, and hotels around the world, as well as outfitters, ticket vendors for sporting events, concerts, and more to create unrivaled holidays. Understand, these aren't just discounted hotel rooms. These are dream trips. Each dream trip is a carefully curated holiday where the planning is done for you and you're treated like a VIP. On many of our trips, we'll even pick you up from the airport and get you pre-checked into your room. We throw parties for you, have daily perks thrown in, and provide a level of service you've never known.
Such affordable process.
Wow, this is really, really something else.
Perfect weather, perfect place, perfect people.
It's another family play together, and our family get to be playing together. Oh, they got a fish! It's pretty awesome.
Never would have thought this all would have came from looking at something on my TV, on my couch.
So when someone's experiencing more romance having dinner by the light of the Eiffel Tower, or experiencing more adventure, parasailing over the Caribbean, or experiencing more fulfillment, building an orphanage in South America, they break out their blue "You should be here" sign, snap a picture, and post it online. They're saying to their friends and loved ones, "You should be here with me. You should be experiencing this kind of moment." What's awesome about the Dream Trip concept is that these one-of-a-kind experiences should be offered at a premium, but instead they're provided exclusively to our members at members-only prices. And our members have total confidence due to the club's Dream Price Promise, which simply says, if you book a trip and then find that same trip to us within 7 days, they'll give you a 100% refund, plus send you on that holiday free of charge. So Dream Trips has done half the work to make sure everyone can experience more by making it absolutely affordable to check off your bucket list items. But they didn't stop there. They also created a way to help fund those experiences and actually help you experience more now. Here's how. When we book travel today, most people use websites like Expedia, Travelocity, LastMinute.com, etc. The booking engine our members use is called Roybal, and it's where you can book any flight, hotel, rental car, or cruise. But as Dream Trips members, we have a huge advantage because of Roby's exclusive rate shrinker technology, which works like this. When you book an airline ticket or hotel, if the fare changes after you book it, Rate Shrinker automatically rebooks you at the lower rate and refunds you the difference. And in addition to that, a portion of virtually every travel booking is credited to your account to use towards your next Dream Trip. For a Dream Trips Life membership, it's just $50 a month with a one-time enrollment fee of $200. And best of all, a number of points equal to every dollar you spend on your Dream Trips Life membership dues is awarded back to you as Dream Trips points. Points that can be used towards one or more reward Dream Trips of your choice. We have hundreds of Dream Trips to choose from, many of which can be paid for all or in part with your Dream Trips points. One aspect of our program that members are most proud of is our heart. We have a culture centered in contribution, and this is reflected in our partnership with the World Ventures Foundation. In collaboration with locally based nonprofit organizations, the foundation provides ways for Dream Trips members to enjoy unbelievable holiday experiences while supporting positive change for children and communities locally. These local nonprofits understand the real challenges impacting children in their communities, and they know how World Ventures Foundation, along with Dream Trips members, can make the greatest difference. During 2014 alone, the foundation will donate more than $300,000 to their local nonprofit partners across the globe and provide 40 volunteers and 50 service excursions for Dream Trips members. That equates to 95 programs in 19 countries and represents more than 25,000 hours of volunteer service. Through World Ventures Foundation, Dream Trips members will help build eco-schools and playgrounds in Central and South America, provide safe, clean drinking water to villages in Africa, protect and nurture children and young adults through safe and loving home environments, and educational and healthcare programs in Asia, Europe, and the United States. A portion of virtually every Dream Trips membership payment helps make these life-changing projects possible. And each time you work alongside the World Ventures Foundation, you can gain an enriching experience that can change your life. So that's the Dream Trips Holiday Club. Amazing experiences offered exclusively to our members at members-only prices, and a way to help fund those experiences. Hundreds of thousands of people around the world have already joined, and we want you with us. You should be here. Now I'm going to take a minute more to talk about an opportunity to earn extra money, to pay for Dream Trips or just to pay off some bills. If this isn't for you, hey, no worries. Join the travel club, get your blue "You Should Be Here" sign, and start experiencing more. But for $11 per month with a one-time fee of $100, you can become a representative of World Ventures and have the exclusive rights to market this club as well. There are many benefits, but here are a few high points. If you refer 4 active customers over any period of time, if you are also a customer, your membership dues and your representative dues are waived as long as they remain active customers. If you refer 6 customers in your first 4 weeks, we pay $570 in bonuses. If 20 customers join through your referral network in a calendar month, you qualify for our Wings and Wheels bonus, which pays up to $600 a month towards the silver BMW of your choice. Understand, this isn't 20 you personally refer. If you refer 4 who also refer 4, that would be 20, qualifying you for the bonus. And last but not least, you can earn a percentage of the product dues paid by every customer who joins through your referral network, and since this is a global concept, it has the potential to stretch around the world and create a substantial income.
This is a movement going all around the world, together united.
We're having fun, we love each other, we're growing, and we're changing with life.
95, that this is going to change not just my life, but it's going to change millions of lives.
I'm all in. You got to do what others want. And when you do what others want, you can have what others can't.
I just want to take one vacation to Italy together. I want to take a lifetime of vacations with you together.
Alright, are you tired of watching us on vacation? Look, there's room for more. Just do the thing and come with us.
So that's how it works. The world's coolest travel club and a way to earn extra income to help children and experience more in life. Thanks for listening. I hope to see you in a You Should Be Here picture of your own soon.
All right, rock and roll. So yeah, so that's pretty much a high overview of what we're doing. The trips are awesome. I've been on 20 dream trips now in the last 7 years. My life has changed pretty dramatically. A bunch of us just got back from Jamaica. I got married on a dream trip, which was pretty cool. And I think yeah, they're a lot of fun. And I think the best one that I've been on, we went to. Have any of you guys been to Mexico at all? Been to an all-inclusive? A couple of you guys, cool. So we went to a place about a couple of months ago. It was a 4-diamond resort. It was actually the #2 all-inclusive in the world. And so when we got there, what's cool about our trips is they have, a concierge at the airport waiting to pick you up on most of the trips. And so you have transfers included to and from the airport. They have a host on most of our trips that has you pre-checked into your room. They do private, cocktail receptions for the members. We have member-only parties, and then they have pillow gifts. When you get into your room, they have gifts that are sitting on your pillow, which is pretty cool. Just adds towards the value, and then they'll throw in additional, excursions like swim with the sea lions, or swim with the dolphins, or zip line, or parasail, and stuff like this. And so the place that we just got back from, it was 5 days, 4 nights, 4-diamond resort. The rooms there are all, they're all like 1,500 square feet, so like they're gigantic. They're like little houses inside this hotel. And when we got, I met a bunch of people there that were not members that were spending probably about $1,000 a night to stay there, and our whole trip, including all of that, was only $540. And so, yeah, so we saved a ton of money on that. So if all you did was one trip a year, you'd easily save everything back on top of everything else that you're going to get. And obviously, a bunch of you guys have already been on a trip, so you know how awesome it is. Now, as far as the business side of it works, this is what got me really fired up, because at the time, this was seven years ago, so I was 19. I did not have a job. I had no money coming in. And I was just, I just wanted something a little bit different to do than the path that I was on. But the problem is, like 7 years ago, I'm super introverted, so like I couldn't even talk to a wall 7 years ago, much less a group of people. And I just didn't have anything going on. So I'm really grateful that my best friend showed this thing to me, and even more grateful that I was, I guess, at least smart enough to think that it might work and try it out. And the last 7 years has been unbelievable. But as far as what we're doing, all we do is we just share the membership with people. It's a very easy thing to talk about. It's not, a lot of network marketing is skincare and hair care and nutrition, which is all great stuff, but it's not something I can personally get fired up about. But what's great about travel is it's all membership based, right? Because you can't stick Hawaii in your garage. Like it's all online, and you don't really have to explain it. You don't have to convince people to do what we do. I mean, how many of you like the idea of going on a vacation or on a holiday? All right, now would you rather go half off or would you rather pay full price? Go half off, right? So it's like what we do, people already want to do all over the world. We just give them a way to do it at a much cheaper price, so it's something that they already want to do. So it's an easy thing to talk about, and you're going to get a lot more yeses than you are the no's. And so as far as this thing rolls, what we do is the travel industry is the biggest industry on the world. It's an $8 trillion industry. It's bigger than oil, gas, pharmaceuticals, food, all that stuff combined. And so I figured if you're going to play around in something, you might as well make it the biggest, the baddest, and the most fun, because it's something that everybody wants to do. And for your business, it's back at home. I know the price is a little bit different here. Back at home, it's $365 to start everything. So if you get the membership and the business all up front, it's about $365 and then about $65 a month. I know here in Malaysia, it's about $65 cheaper. I think it's about $300 one time and then about $66 a month. So it's already cheaper for you guys right out of the gates. And let's see, we'll go to the next couple ones. Keep going. So we got the business, and then we got, basically you can take advantage of your social network. How many of you guys have Facebook? You guys all have Facebook, right? All right, most of Facebook, all the pictures and videos on Facebook, what do you think more than half of them have to do with? Travel, right? Most of it's all travel related stuff, and so what's great about what we do is you guys use our product, you go on vacation, go on a dream trip, you take pictures with your "You should be here" sign, show everybody how much fun that you're having, and then when you get back, people are always asking you, like, how did you do that? How did you go on that trip? What's that blue sign all about? And so just the natural, just you guys enhancing your lifestyle and just making your life more fun is going to help you build your business because people, they're attracted to stuff like that. And so what we're doing is here's your website that you're going to get. So here's how easy this thing is, all right? You got a 15-minute video right on your website. So all you have to do is just show people the website. You don't have to present it. You don't have to explain it. You don't have to ever do what I'm doing. We have tools and we got videos that speak every language. They're, in every country that we're in. And so it's so easy to just introduce somebody to what it is that we do. And if they like it, awesome. And if not, that's cool too. But like I said, more often than not, most people do decide to come participate in what we're doing because it's a lot of fun and they can make some money doing it. And so here's how our building structure works. So when you log into your website, you're going to have two teams. You've got a left team and you have a right team. And how many of you have never ever seen network marketing before? Anybody like this is completely brand new to? All right, so a lot of you already kind of understand the industry a little bit. So basically there's two teams. So when you sign somebody up or when you enroll somebody, you're either going to put them on your left team or you're going to put them on your right team. Okay, and the computer is going to track it from there. And what's going to happen is, as your team starts to grow, our first goal is to help you go get 4. Because once you enroll 4 people that become members over any amount of time, as long as you have 4 active members on your team, then that you personally enrolled, then your monthly fee of $66 a month completely goes away, and now the whole thing is free, okay? And I know, do you guys have McDonald's out here? Yeah. Okay, so McDonald's back at home, it costs about $1.2 million to start a McDonald's. And if you sell 4 Happy Meals, your monthly fee doesn't go away, okay? And so over here, it's $300 a start, $66 a month. You get 4, the whole thing is free, and then our next goal is to help you get 6. Now when you make 6 personal sales in any 4 weeks, you're going to join what's called our 570 Club. Okay, you're going to make $570 cash between all of our bonuses. And now you've made all of your money back, your fees are gone, and now everything else on top is just a cherry on top. And we can go knock that out probably in the next couple of weeks. I mean, how many of you guys are coming to boot camp this weekend? Yeah. So most of you guys are already signed up for that. So we're going to have about 4,000 people at our major event this weekend just down the street. And there's going to be a lot of fired up people coming out of that thing. And I bet you a bunch of people go make that 570 within a few days leaving the event because it's such a simple thing to go do. And then our next bonus is called our cycle bonuses, okay? And so what's going to happen is now the computer is going to track all the sales that happen on the team. And every time it sees, go ahead, go to the next one. All right, every time the computer sees 3 sales on your left team matched with 3 sales on your right team, it's going to cut you a check for $100 called a cycle. And they're going to double that to $200 for your first 8 weeks, and we'll show you how to keep the doubles rolling. And what's cool about this bonus is it doesn't matter who brought the people in. As long as it sees 3 on the left team matched with 3 sales on the right team, you're going to get that bonus. Okay, so now you've got 6 people on your team. What do you think those people are going to go do? They're going to go show some people, right? They're going to show people the video, they're going to bring them to the presentations, however it is that people show people, they're going to go do that. And now as your team starts to grow, every 3 left, 3 right cycle, 3 left, 3 right cycle, and as your team gets bigger, do you think it's going to get easier or harder to cycle? Easier, right? Because you have more people talking about it. This thing is paid every Friday, and this was the big light bulb for me because when I was going to school, all I was taught was go to school, get my degree, and then go out and get a job, right? And so if I go out and get a job, there's nothing wrong with that other than the fact that it's all based on me working, right? I only have 24 hours in a day. Everybody's got access to the same amount of hours in a day, and so there's always a ceiling on your income. There's always a ceiling on that because you can only work so much. You can only work so hard, right? And you can only make so much money in that time. I don't care if you're making 10 bucks an hour or 50 bucks an hour. We all have the same problem is it's a never-ending hamster wheel. That's why they call it the rat race because it never stops. And that's one of the things I learned when I got into this thing from some of my mentors was that, if we don't find a way to make money while we sleep, then most of us are going to work until we die. And I just wasn't very excited about that. I mean, if there was a class in school that was make money while you sleep 101, how many of you would have signed up for that class? I would have gladly enrolled in that class. I would have stayed in school if that was available, but it wasn't. It's like, it's not something that we learn. We learn to go get a job. We don't learn how to create something that's going to make us money while we sleep. And so when I got into this thing, I was all fired up because I figured I could go work hard at this thing for the next couple of years and build something that's going to pay me over and over again, whether I get out of bed or not. But it's also going to give you a lot of leverage, see, because if all you did was you shared this with 10 people, right? And those 10 people start sharing it and your team grows to 100 people. And each one of those people put in 1 hour this week, that's 100 hours that goes into your business, right? And as your team gets bigger, it's just by design you're going to make more money, and that ceiling comes off because now you just got, it's a team thing instead of a me thing, right? And so now we can just make a lot more money because it's all based off of, us helping each other going to make this thing happen. And sometimes people will look at a business like this. Like I was showing this to one of my buddies the other day, and they're like, well, this looks like one of those things, or this looks like one of those pyramid things. How many of you have ever heard that before? Yeah, it's like that. They don't really understand what they're saying when they say that, because if you go look at any job on planet Earth, whether it's a job, whether it's the church, whether it's the Girl Scouts, it doesn't matter what it is, it all looks exactly the same, doesn't it? I mean, and the difference being at our jobs, how many CEOs of a company are there? One, right? Who always makes the most money? CEO, right? And then it's got, executives, you got upper management, lower management, then you got all the employees. And it's very hard to move up in a company. I mean, somebody usually either has to die, get fired, or quit in order for you to move up. And it's like nobody's going to help you take their job. And it's just a completely different world. And so in our world of World Ventures, all right, it might look the same, it just operates very differently. See, because the top role, I'll show you the different ranks in our company, but the top, anybody can hit any rank. It's all based off of the team that you go build, except for the paradox of this whole thing is instead of trying to hold you down, like a lot of people do at a job, we're going to lift you up. We're going to work with you. We all work together because now if you win, we win, and then we all win. Okay, and so it's just a much better environment to play in, and now we can all help each other out. So that's paid every week, every Friday. Our next bonus is residual income. So this is why I got in, was just a chance to go build something that's going to pay me over and over again, whether I get out of bed or not. How many of you have heard of Michael Jackson? All right, yeah. So we made it all the way out here. Cool. So Michael Jackson sung the song Thriller about 32 years ago. All right, and his family will probably make $100 million this year off of stuff he did 10, 20, and 30 years ago. Like, it's ridiculous. That's residual income. You do the work once, and it pays you over and over again whether you get out of bed or not. So over here, when you sell a membership, people continue to pay for it every month, and as it gets bigger, you're going to get a piece of everything that's happening. So once each team gets to 30 on each side, and that's between everybody's effort, now on top of the weekly stuff, you're going to get a monthly check. The 15th of the month is payday. Okay, it comes in no matter what. That'll start at a few $100s a month. And as your team gets bigger, what do you think your check is going to do? It's going to get bigger, right? And so what we really want to do is if you want to be a mover and shaker and you want to kill this thing, you can absolutely do that. You can make a bunch of money. But I figured if all that happened was you got into this thing, figured out what your monthly expenses are every month, and if we can get your residual income $1 higher than all your bills, you've got freedom, don't you? Yeah, that's why most people work, is to pay for their lifestyle. And so if we've already got that taken care of, whether you get out of bed or not, now what would you go do? It's like you just got a lot more freedom. It's like you can pay off debt faster, you can go on more vacations, you can quit that job, you can go do something that you want to do, you can bring a parent back home to be a full-time parent. It's like you can do a lot of stuff with that, and then obviously as it gets bigger and can double and triple and quadruple your income, now life is going to look very, very cool because that comes in no matter what. And like I said, when I saw this, I had never done anything like this. I was 19, I was broke, no job, nothing going on, and just got plugged into this thing, got to hang out with some of the successful people like you got up in the front row, and I just plugged in consistently a few nights a week, and as this thing started to grow, it just helped me buy my life back. But now it's like we built a business. I can travel all over the world. I go on vacation like every 4 or 5 weeks now. So we go on vacation and we come back and we work a little bit, and then we go on vacation again, and it's like, I don't have anything tying me down. I don't have a job. Anybody in here hate being told what to do? It's like I'm a bad employee just because of that. Like I'm unemployable because I can't be told what to do. And so this gives you an environment to really go create a life instead of just fall into something. And so our next bonus is our fun bonus. It's called Wings and Wheels. So getting your wings looks like this, getting 4. Once you get 4, all your fees are waived and you get a cool little necklace, a dog tag that signifies that you got your 4. And then the next step is to get your wheels, all right? So once your team does 20 sales or more in a calendar month, all right, you're going to start at $300 a month just extra as a bonus on top of all the other cash, or you can take 600 Rovia bucks, which is basically $600 to use towards any travel or dream trip on our website. That is slamming it. How many of you guys, hey, how many of you guys have your wings in here? How many of you have your 4? Woo! All right, if you keep up. If you have your 4, keep your hands up. Yeah, so if you're a guest that are seeing this for the first time, just check out everybody that at least has their 4. So everybody that has their hand up doesn't even pay a fee anymore. Everything is just free. And then obviously as this thing starts to grow, you can make more money. We also have some awesome trainings. And so I was talking about, we have our major event here in Asia this weekend. I'm not sure how far it is from here. It can't be too far, but it's a Saturday, Sunday event. It's going to be it's going to be the biggest event that we've ever had in Asia, I believe. We're going to have about 4,000 people at it. It's going to be unbelievable. I'm going to be training at it. My buddy Scott Ross. How many of you have heard of Scott Ross before? Scott Ross is one of the best trainers that we have on planet Earth. I mean, he is unbelievable. And then you got our director of training, Mark Aceta, who is the very first person I ever saw train. Yeah, a lot of you guys have seen him. And I just fell in love with him. But you got, some of the best in our company that flew out this weekend to teach you guys exactly how to go build this thing. It's just like anything else. Like if you want to get, if you want to be a pilot, you go to flight school, right? You don't just jump in a plane and test your luck. Like you're going to learn how to fly, how not to fly. If you want to get your MBA, you have to go through a certain course or a certain amount of courses to get that done. And so the same thing over here is, if you come learn how to do this thing, the people that come to the trainings in our company make 23 times more than the ones that don't. And so that was more than enough to get me to a training because I didn't want to make 23 times less than everybody else. And so I started going to the trainings and we just got our team there and then this thing started to grow. And this is going to be the biggest event that we've ever had in Asia. So you guys get to be a part of history, but also be able to look back 5-10 years down the road when you guys have 100,000 people at an event. And you can say I was there when it was just getting started. Because right now our company, how long ago did we open up in Singapore? About 3 years ago now. Then we opened up Malaysia not long after that. So we're only in a few of the smaller countries right now. And so you guys are in like the best seat in the house because as this thing continues to expand in Asia and all over the world, you guys are on the ground floor and this thing is going to be a monster and you guys got to see it before it all happened. So just understand, like if you guys can come this weekend, let's come this weekend because it's going to be an unbelievable weekend. And here's kind of what I was talking about. Every successful company goes through all 4 of these phases. Formulation is where most of them fail because they can't make money, and if they do, they turn a profit, they move into concentration, then they catch their stride, they go into momentum and go from small to big, then they become a household name like Microsoft or Nike or Apple or like the Mary Kays or their Tupperwares or the Pampered Chefs or the Shackley. Like there's a lot of great companies out there, but if you were going to put, I don't know, $10,000 in Microsoft today, how much money do you think you will make? Probably not going to make anything, right? Has nothing to do that, they're not going out of business, they're just already a multi-billion-dollar company. It's like that ship has already sailed. See, so $10,000 in Microsoft now won't make any money, but if you put 10 grand in Microsoft in 1987, when they were right here, and then you rode that wave, now how much is that? That's millions of dollars. And it had nothing to do with you. You didn't have to be any smarter, you didn't have to work any harder. It was the same chunk of money, it was just you were in the right place at the right time. Ray Kroc is the guy that pretty much founded McDonald's. He said there's 3 things to success. First one is be in the right place at the right time. I already just told you guys, like you're all there. You're on the ground floor of everything that's happening in Asia. You couldn't be in a better place at a better time right now. So you're all in the right place at the right time. The second thing is, are you going to realize it? And that's where a lot of people drop the ball because they don't figure it out until 10 or 20 years later when it's too late. Okay, so you either figure it out or you don't, and then when you do, you take massive and immediate action. So when I was looking at this, I was 19, I didn't have anything rolling, I just kind of figured, what's the worst thing that would happen to me? If I do this thing and it doesn't work, what's my worst case scenario? It's like, well, I'll be out $400. Okay, how many of you have blown $300 or $400 on something way dumber than this before? Only 8 of you? Come on. All right, iPads, cell phones, shoes, purses, eating out, bad weekends, a bad night, a bad day, it's like we're going to spend the money anyway. And I spent that on a textbook for school, or a biology book. It's like, you know, if I'm out $400 because this doesn't work for me, whatever, I'll forget about that in like 3 months and I'll move on. I'm not going to get to the end of my life and be like, well, had this great life, did all these amazing things. I really wish I wouldn't have spent that $400 back in 2014, but you know, I did a great job. It's like, no, I'm not going to be worried about that. My thing is, what if I don't do it and it does work? Right? What if you don't do it and this room 5 years from now is 100,000 people? All right, and you had a chance to see it when it was just a baby. See, that wouldn't save me $300 or $400. That would have cost me 66 trips in the last 7 years, a paid-for house, a paid-for car, and about 35 grand a month in income. It's like, that's what it would cost me. It's like, that's way too much. So it's like, at least give it a shot, because as right now, our company's barely 9 years old. All right, we did about $195 million last year as a company, so we're starting to get bigger and bigger and bigger now. And so as we catch our stride and we set sail, like, just be happy that you guys got to see it now. And not only that, but you were naive enough to think it would work and actually participated and then ride this wave with us. So make sure you guys get on the ball. We're going to be crushing this thing. And so here's the different levels in our company, what you can expect to make. All right, the thing on the left over here, these are the different levels. This is all just based off of the size of your team and the amount of people that are on that team. Then you guys can look at the average incomes. I would just use this as a goal sheet. Figure out how much money you want to make, and then we'll show you a blueprint on how to go do that. I mean, you've got a few IMDs, top level of the company. You got a few of those people in the room right now that are crushing this thing. And so if you just follow what they did to get there, you're going to get the exact same result. That's how it works. I mean, how many of you have ever signed up for a gym membership? All right, I got a buddy of mine a couple weeks ago that came up to me and he was like, well, what are my chances of being successful here? I'm like, that's not a very smart question. That's like walking into the gym and saying, what are my chances of getting fit? You know, it's like if you show up and you move around and you throw some weights around, like you're probably going to get some results. But if you get the membership, it doesn't automatically guarantee you that you're going to get fit. You actually have to show up and put in the work and actually give it some time. So the same thing over here. This is not a get-rich-quick deal. It's not a millionaire overnight kind of a thing. This is a 3 to 5 year program for financial freedom, if that's what you want. I figured the track that I was running on, going out and getting a job, doesn't matter how great my job is, it was guaranteed to never get me to where I wanted to be, which was financially free, because I always had to work. This was the only thing that gave me a shot. That's all I needed, was just a chance. I don't need get rich quick, I just need get rich possible. Okay, and so that's what we've got here. And if you plug into our system, this thing is going to work for you. So about 1.5 years ago, I was blessed enough, I hit the top level of the company, which has been pretty cool, because they give you $3,000 a month for your house, they give you $1,500 a month for your car. I haven't made anything less than 30 grand a month in over a year now. And my life has just completely changed. And it really has nothing to do with the money. It's just the fact, like, I don't have to do anything. I don't have a job. I don't have to get up. At any certain time. I can go to bed when I'm tired of sleeping. I can go on, all these vacations and hang out with all my best friends and do this thing all over the world. But it's just a life that I can build, and you can pay off debt, and you can just, have a lot more abundance than, just having to wake up on Monday morning and go back to work and then do the same thing day after day, week after week, year after year. You can just go create a path and have a lot of fun with us. Because, do we have fun here? Like, those of you that have been on a dream trip, like, are the trips awesome or what? Like, we have so much fun in this company. So, last couple of things here is, let's see, what do we got on the next one? All right, this is funny. So, we've got 2 teams, right? So here's why you want to make a decision quickly. And just so you know that it's coming, the person that brought you tonight, they're going to look at you as soon as we're done, and they're just going to ask you if you're ready to get started. And we just want a yes or a no, like no maybes. Maybes make it weird and uncomfortable and awkward because nobody really knows what to do with maybe. And so just make it yes or no. Either way, we're friends first, not a big deal. But here's why: if you want to do it, you need to pull the trigger. 6 years ago or 7 years ago when I saw this, my buddy Jeremy was sitting in the room with me. He was watching it at the exact same time. My buddy Jeremy had the money. It was his best friend. He had a lot more rolling for him than I did. He just, for whatever reason, could not pull the trigger that night. He liked it. He just didn't have any urgency. He was like, well, I'll get around to it tomorrow. Well, that was his first mistake, was he hesitated because he went into timeout for the night, so I ended up signing up. And Jeremy signed up the next morning, and he went on my team. And it wasn't really a big deal that night. But in the last 7 years, as we built this thing, my other team has turned into over 11,000 people now. So my buddy Jeremy could have been there. So had he signed up first, I was going to get in, and everything I do would benefit him. Go to the last one. There we go. All right, so I really want you to get that. He could have been there. Everything I do, all 19,000 people on my team would benefit him forever, but since he hesitated, he misses out on all of this. So his next mistake was he did get, go back one more slide. All right, so he did get in, so he's right there. And so he did get in, and the next person I signed up, how many of you met my buddy David Townsend when he was in town? Any of you guys come see him in Singapore? All right, so David did get in. David's on Jeremy's team, and Jeremy, about 3 months into it, decided it wasn't working fast enough and we weren't rich yet, and so he was gonna quit and go do something else. And so he quit, and then David turned out to be a stud. David's put over 8,000 people on the team. So my buddy David is like one of the biggest trainers that we have in the whole world right now in World Ventures, and he's got over 8,000 people on his team. And my buddy Jeremy would have had all of that on his team if he wouldn't have quit. And then about 6 months ago, he called us back up wanting to re-sign up. And so when he re-signed up, where do you think he went? He went on the bottom of everything, all right? So hesitating cost him this, quitting cost him David. If you can just avoid hesitating and quitting, I think you'll do just fine. And so here's the bottom line. So, all right, all in. So if you want to be, so here's the breakdown. You can be a member, you can be a rep, you can do both. It's completely up to you. I know a lot of people go all in. That's what I decided to do. So if you go all in with everything, it's going to be cheaper for you guys. So it's about $300 up front. All right, you never pay that again. There's no contracts. There's no annual fees. And then about $66 a month. All right, and it's It's basically almost $1 a day. All right, most of us have that, and I figure, you know, you've got that on retainer somewhere, spend it, let's get to work, let's go do this thing. But there are some people that love it, but they're like, well, I can't afford it. And I'm like, you know, I get it, but if you can't afford it, then you really can't afford not to do it then, right? Because what you're doing is not working. Does anybody in here know what the definition of insanity is? It's doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. And so, you know, where we're at today in your life is all based off of the stuff that you decided to do probably 1 and 2 years ago is what got you where you're at today. So if you want something to change 12 and 24 months down the road, we need to change the decisions that we're making. And so if we're at a point where we don't have $300 to spend on something that we want to do, like you need to do something to change it. So I'll implore you, it's like figure it out. If you need to borrow 10 bucks from 30 people, if you need to go sell something, pawn something off, or put it on a credit card, I don't care what it is, it's like, let's get you in. I put it on a credit card to start with, and then my first week I shared it with 10 friends, and 6 of them enrolled, and I made my 570 in my first week, and then everything else after that has just been gravy, all right? So let's get you plugged in, but once again, this thing, we're gonna put, when this is all said and done, I don't know if that day will ever come, but we're gonna put in millions, just millions of people, just in Asia alone, and right now, you know, we barely got, you know, maybe 100,000 right now. And so this is like, it's pale in comparison to what it's going to be 10, 15, 20 years down the road. I can't explain to you guys, like, just how, you know, us back in the United States, like, wish we lived and wish we were from Asia right now because things are just heating up and crushing so much. And so you guys have the opportunity of a lifetime. It's just a matter of whether you guys are going to do it or not. And so with that being said, this weekend's going to be unbelievable. Make sure you guys get registered for boot camp. It'll be the biggest thing that we've ever had here, and that's going to be a great stepping stone for the rest of the year. I'm excited to train. You know, I know, you know, Scott's unbelievable. Scott, you know, just hit IMD, our top level, about 6 months ago. So he's one of the top earners in our whole company. Marcus Setta is probably the best trainer in the world as far as our industry is concerned. And obviously, you know, they brought me out because I'm 25, and so I can speak to a lot of the young people, and I know you guys are crushing it right there. And so we're going to have an unbelievable weekend, and so make sure you guys come this weekend, hang out with us, keep crushing it the rest of the week. I want to bring Mr. Sir Irwin back up here, who's probably the biggest stud in the whole company. I mean, he's the fastest guy on earth to hit the top level of the company. So you guys, I've got the best of the best. And looking forward to seeing you guys all, and appreciate you guys for coming out tonight.
Thank you so much. Sorry, application closed. Just get married, huh? Sorry. 25 years old. Unbelievable. Okay? And today we are lucky we have heard about US style of presentation. Short or not? Yeah. Sure or not? Yeah. Very sure. I know. Don't too long now. Come on. This is the one. Give one more round of applause to Lorenzo. Fantastic. And tonight we have one more young R&D, the youngest R&D in the world is in the town. It's from Cyprus. Can you stand up, please? Come. 19 years old, come on!
This is a surprise for me. Okay. I came yesterday for the boot camp. Okay. You're just amazing. I love this country. I love Singapore. I love Malaysia. I love every one of you. We are one family. We are one big family. I love Kyle. So we are here. We are together, and we are going to the boot camp to see these amazing people. That's all. Thank you. I said a little bit of my story. 3 years in this company with my father. We started this together. After 3 years, we are international. We quit our jobs. My father used to work 31 years. He took 5,000 every month, 5,000 euro, and he quit after 31 years to be with this family. And this, I have to thank you, Kyle, Mr. Wayne Nugent, Mike Askew, and everyone that make this company come true, and you can achieve anything that you want in this dream company. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. One more round of applause for him. 19 years old, okay? How old are you? You say you cannot get 4. Where got meaning? You grow until so big size, you cannot get 4 people trust you. Go for what? Worse than vegetable. Luckily you join World Venture, then you realize you are worse than vegetable. Never mind. Now we realize you sick, you know that you are sick, got cure. You're sick, you know that you are sick, surely die. Okay, tonight we have someone from Singapore, very important man. Okay, his name rather than our 001, dear 001 in Asia. Okay, it's none other than our James Lee. Come on!
Thank you. Wow! Hello, everybody. I'm back here again. Really incredible. I was standing there looking at Lorenzo was like performing and giving us very concise information on how this whole business works. And I really have to tell all of you that this whole company worked all because it's one big team. You know, it's all over the world. You know, Lorenzo has nothing in Asia at this point, but he is here to train all of us how to bring this company to the next level. Isn't that awesome? Thank you, Lorenzo. All right. Now, that's how this company worked. And in fact, maybe a quick background about myself. I'm actually from the Singapore Navy for 12 years as a naval officer. I left in 2006, and then I started my own business. I was doing a couple of different things, and I was really focused on making more money. All right, so I suppose most people in Asia love to make more money too, right? Yes. Anyone likes to make more money in this room? Yeah. Okay, I would say almost everybody. So when I saw this whole program, because at that point I was working so hard that I couldn't even, have time for myself. Every year I only have 2 days. You know which 2 days? Chinese New Year, okay? Then the third day, I have to start opening up my shops, and run all over the place and everything. I was like really, really working hard, and I have no time at all for myself, nor even for my family. So very fortunate for me, a friend of mine from US sent a piece of information to me. After I looked at it at 2 o'clock in the morning, after looking at the whole thing, I said, wow, this is pretty awesome, Nobody will reject travel, right? Everybody, when you talk about holidays, travel and everything, you're all very excited. Most people cannot sleep the night before, right? So that was me. And when I saw this whole program, I said, wow, this is definitely going to be very powerful. And then when I looked through it, the company was not in Asia. He was already successful in US, top 100 direct selling company in the world, and they are the only travel company. No one else doing what they're doing. So at that time I said, wow, if this company is already successful and it's not even in Asia, then I think I want to do it. But the thing is, I don't know about travel business or travel industry, but very fortunate for me, I have a friend who owns a very big travel company in Singapore. They turn over about 120 million a year. So naturally, the first person I thought of is my friend who owns that company. So I sent all the information, everything to my friend, and then 3 days later we sat down for coffee. The first thing he asked me was, James, when are you ready to fly to US to meet the founder of World Ventures? I mean, at that point, I knew I found a gold mine. So, to cut the long story short, basically we make it work already in Singapore, and thereafter, of course, we have launched into Hong Kong, of course, Malaysia, end of last year, right? Malaysians, are you excited? Okay, because we are talking about the whole of entire Asia Pacific. We haven't even launched up yet, okay? We are talking about, we just, over a month plus, we just launched the 4th market in the whole Asia Pacific. You know where? Australia, right? So, it's also growing very, very fast right now. In fact, the last weekend, we have our first training event in Australia. I'll tell you what, the first training in US about 9 years ago was 200 over people. And then about 4.5 years ago, we went into Europe. The first ever training in Europe was about also 100 plus 200 people. The first training in Asia, which happened to be in Singapore, that's where we were, and that was about 100 people. Do you know last week, the first ever training in Australia, how many people? It's over 600 people, alright? This is to tell you that something is going on in this part of the world and in this company. People get it now. More and more people are going to get it, and I hope you do get it today, alright? And I'll tell you a very quick so-called summary of why I know this is going to work, and you, after tonight, if you look at this right now, you know this is going to work. Because I'm sure you saw what Lorenzo was talking about, the refer for and pay no more, right? Once you refer, it's not every month referring for, it's any time once you refer for, and then you don't have to pay your monthly subscription. When I saw this program, I said, if this ever land in Asia, this thing is just going to explode. But then when I first started 3 years, 9 months ago, when I told some friends and people around me, I said, this is definitely going to work. I tell you, there's so many people who laughed at me and said, James, you're too naive. You think people are really going to talk about it? You think people are really going to build it or whatever? At that time, I don't have an answer. Why? Because their guess is just as good as mine. But after 3 years plus, nobody can tell me this won't work. You know why? Because personally, I brought in 74 to this company. In fact, not in the beginning 74. It's across the whole entire 3 years, 9 months, 74. In fact, I just signed up my 74th about a week ago. All right. In fact, I'm still working on my 75th, 76th, and 78. Okay. Oh, and 77. Okay. So, all right. So what happened was this 74 has now, since day one, from through the 74, we have put in over 142,000 members. So who's going to tell you it doesn't work? Okay. This thing is just going to continue to work, and as we open more and more countries and more people are going to expose to this, I tell you, this numbers is just going to swell. It's almost to tell you at this point is like a Facebook of travel. What do I mean? 2007, when we have Facebook came out, a lot of people at that time asked me to get on Facebook. I tell them, oh, that's just another social network kind of thing, I'm on Friendster. Just add me there. Who's on Friendster now, you get what I mean? So I hope you guys catch the same vision as we all do, right? What happened right here is that if you are invited here today, whether you catch it right now or not, it doesn't matter. You know why? Because somebody else is going to do it. Might as well be you, right? And if you don't do it, 5 years later, let's say you go on a vacation, you know something? You saw that blue banner just now? Okay, I have it in my bag, I won't pull it out, but you know what I'm talking about, right? Do you all know what I'm talking about? Yes, right, okay. That blue banner, you should be here. I tell you, 5 years down the road, if you are not part of us in this movement, let's say you end up on a vacation. Maybe 5 years later, you go on a vacation, right? let's say you can apply leave and get approved lah. Okay, so then after that you go on vacation, and then after that you end up in Japan, all right, and then you're standing in front of Mount Fuji, and then next to you a group of people pulling out this banner, the blue banner, and then say you should be here and all those stuff. I tell you, definitely 5 years later you don't even remember where you have seen it before, but I'm sure you know that you have seen it before. Okay, so don't wait for 5 years before you realize that. I can't wait to welcome all of you, and as we rock Asia together, as we bring this up to the next brand new level. And if you are looking at this for the first time, I tell you, this weekend, and this is the time, I mean, something must have happened that brought you here, that really is this weekend, literally, it's not just going to change your life, my life, it's going to change the entire Asia perspective of what can be done. All right, so ask your friend who actually showed you this, whether you're going to join us tonight or not, doesn't matter. Make sure, I would say, commit to the weekend. This weekend is going to be a life-changing weekend because of this whole entire platform. Over the last 2 years, I've been on over 56 vacations. And some of you might be thinking why I'm wearing these boots up here, because I'm seasoning up these boots, because in just 3 days after this event, I'm flying right to Kilimanjaro to actually climb the highest peak in Africa. Okay, so I'm really excited. You know, I hope you guys can really travel the world with us and see the world. You should be here. Thank you so much. Thank you, Naomi, and have an awesome evening. Thank you.
Okay, not necessarily must be very tall, only can climb tall mountain. Okay, short also can. But James, please come back one piece. Okay, you have any question or not? For 3 of them, especially for Lorenzo. Any question? I have just asked him how often he do this kind of presentation. How many times per week? Can you do a guess? Listen very carefully. 1 day, 3 times. Not 1 week, 3 times. 1 day, 3 times. Understand? How you feel? 1 day, 3 times without failing. Every day, every week, every month. Understand? So now you know what are you doing? Want to earn a lot of money, do very little. Possible or not? Okay? Any question for Lorenzo? No question? No question? Who is the first timer? Who? First timer? First timer. Thank you. We give them a round of applause. Who is a member? Please raise your hand. Okay. Who is not member and is not first timer? Raise your hand. Raise your hand. Okay, a few of them. So after tonight, what say you? No need to think too much. Understand? You think too much already. No need to think too much. Just sign up. Okay? So below, any question? Good night.